It's been a long way. Here we belong. And we're going to be coming back to the Regi here. We're eating so big bananas here, guys. And the good thing is we are eating our own, talk about how they call it. California citizens here. Exactly. Welcome back. It's underscore Gintu back again to the root of today. Banana plantation representing to make it happen. Democratized here. Thank you very much. Everyone has been tuned and locked in. Guys, are straight to the point. What did I tell you? Because much of the people want to do much of the things, not understanding that we have the record and the history to entail. What is already coming out today is we are thrown into a pogrom and irresonant reactions. Why is it happening this way? Because we have seen back to Master KG. What's really happening to Master KG right now? He said that just make sure that those kind of the luggage that came with the BOGO, it's just stored in a way that it's going to be so fantastic. What is now kicking up right now? I told you that whenever this kind of the Master KG going to be arriving, he's going to be disbursing much of the things to his family only. And no one will ever be admitted that, oh, you know, I want this kind of the people to come. I want this kind of the people to come. It will never happen. They have antagonized mind. A very sanitized language for only the people who can just benefit from their own mouth. That is the only fact that whenever you can talk about these are the quagmires of the day, you have to understand it very gently. Because when we go back to the system, we always talk about we should be truthfully and respectful, and also not judging much of the other people because of the absolute of the minding that all these kind of the people are benefiting than me, or they're just doing something, they're competing. This is called the competition, whatever we are having into the YouTube. It's called a man-eat-man competition. And as long as we have the competition, everybody will know how to acknowledge himself and make sure that you are now giving out your utmost knowledge and skills that you have ever been performing to make it happen. What's really popping out? Much of the people are getting so jealous because of Gintu's rise, and much of them getting much of the jealousy because of what we are really improving that they never dreamt about, talking about gonna be coming out the way it is. Talk about right now whenever the Master KG arrived, and talking about you're going to be making sure that he's disbursing much of the clothing system to much of the children and to the village. Yet we have to understand that even to date, we have much of the shoes that they were representing that kind of the luggage. We had much of the trousers. We had much of the pants. We have had much of talk about the shorts. That it was dedicative, because when Bogo met Gintu and to the hotel, the mega hotel in Yabuana, talk about in Mabera, we ever talked, and he told me that he has much of the things. Talk about the shorts for the men, talk about shorts for the, talk about the bigger men, talk about much of the clothings for much of the people to wear. And as long as the same week when this kind of the luggage, it was just disassembled to be stored until further notice, until this kind of the Master KG could alive from his own aliveness, he could just come and talk about now. We have to make sure that we are just dispersing already. We saw much of the adult people in their village, in their home, wearing those kind of the things, and talk about how the church, the next day that they talked about all of this kind of the stuff should be taken to my father's compound. Then the same week, it was talk about a Sabbath day. We saw much of the clothing, new clothings that they were just onto that kind of the system. They had opened it and they had already dispatched themselves. And I talk about this kind of the reason that much of the clothing up to today, they have been taken to much of their own sloganic people who are just entitled to have those kind of the things, and much of the villagers that are just there waiting for this kind of the person. And yet we have much of the YouTubers who are just psychopathic minds, talk about demagogically control with sanitized language, that whenever they're just brought together, they think about, oh, you know, now the Master KG has come, is the only demigod, so they can just go and talk about, oh, we have to bend, we have to relax, oh, you know, it was not me. They want to complicate and comprehend much of the statement that don't even belong to them to comprehend. That is the where we are just African, we are being thrown into. That whenever you see that kind of a person, is even a person is ever absolutely kneeling down for the God. And you think about God that can just care with such kind of the lunatic, psychopathic people. No! What we need is the equality If we don't have the equality, we should have equity at the same time. If they're no longer available, we are thrown into pogrom. There's nothing we can just get out ourselves. And there's no way we can ever grow when we talk about this is the person who will ever come to rescue our life and put that kind of the mentality. This is the person who will ever come to rescue my life. We will have been even killed at the same time, at the same position. Because whenever you talk about you are being targeted with such kind of a person, or there's somebody who wants to harm you, and you talk about, oh my living God, let me wait for God to come and help me. When will you leave for God to come and help you? Because much of the people think about into the village, or whenever this kind of, the people could just come. Yes, we understand. They ever improved the life. That's why they came and suffered for it. And that's why we came out of them. And they had to throw out because they understand that God's possession, it's always there to talk about this kind of the people have to be thrown out and we did drawn out. So as we can just come outside there and help much of the people as we can. That is the fantastic moment that we're ever looking for. Not the same demagogic way of talking about we should wait for this kind of the people, kneel down and go there with much of the goats, go there with much of the cows, go there with much of the shoppings. That is the stupidity of the highest order. If we come to realize, why are you not taking much of those kind of the things to your Lord and to the church? You are just taking it to a demigod who think about it going to be a demigod of the village. That is the stupidity that much of the people have never seen. Look at the people who ever went to this kind of the people talking about we have much of the things, talk about the goats here, talk about some cows here, talk about much of the chicken here, and where are they right now? That is the stupidity. You have never taken something, even water, to the church. You are coming to talk about, oh, there's a person who has improved my life. You are very stupid at the same time. And you will never see whatever you're thinking about. That is the real fact about the real life. And that's how God sometimes times much of the people. And if you want to absolutely come out and talk about this is the reality of the life. Look at this kind of the people. Right now, even it came to a certain time that a person is complaining that, oh, this kind of the people, they are making even my monetization money. It's not getting the way it was getting. What does it really mean? It means that this is a human being who is even crying more than even you are crying. Is even right now is crying. I've never made a swimming pool. I've never even done a leveling of the land. Every time even they talk about the perimeter wall around the river going to be breaking very soon. Talk about is ever controlling things so as much of the people could not expose them. Because they knows that is ever defaulted, is can never come out very fantastic to do much of the things are iteratively clear. Much of the people are talking about, oh, is that the demigod, oh, the kneeling down, oh, because of the bam bam you have to throw there whenever you're just walking, booming and cataloging to make sure that you are getting your own a share in terms of, oh, this is a share of everybody. Talk about much of the hanging organisms. They are just made to make sure that whenever you can just see some of the booming particle, talk about the catalog, it can just make sure that they're going to be erasing itself. That is the fact about the human nature, and you have to absolutely talk about it's there. And much of the people think about, oh, my brightness gonna be so. What we can just talk about is we are having a very, very delicate moment for us to share. Because when we come out and talk about things has come, it's not meant that, okay, it's your courtesy for them, they have just arrived. Yes, we are very, very fantastic about that one. But when we go straight to the point, talk about this kind of the things came absolutely not for your family only. It's just the courtesy of you. And they will just be disbursed to much of the villagers who are in need. Who are in need. Not people who are indeed needing them. Who are in need of those kind of the stuffs. You're talking about, no, because Gintu is no longer going hand in hand with you. And there's absolutely time that I ever made sure that I'm ever going where you have been talk about there's a ceremony somewhere. Gintu was the one who was being sent to go and make sure that I'm testing and I'm checking and I'm putting everything in a good way or in a podium or talk about in an area that they're going to be sitting. Gintu is the one to organize everything. Right now he's talking about, oh, I don't want those kind of the people, they could do this and that, this to me. Nobody is bothered with Master KG. Nobody is bothered with him. The good thing is he should understand that there are much of the things that much of the people are evolving with. Talk about who invented a car. Is it the same person who is still existing to the system? No, the much of the people are coming every time and then, evolving, inventing, inventories, making sure that we have to move forward with the digitization. Talk about the computing. We had the first generation, second generation, third generation, even the machines that could just use transmitters, could just use motors. And right now we have even the portable machines. We can just work with them while we are just walking. How is that inventory? It's there. We have even multi-purpose. It can just work 3 things at the same time, 4, 5 things at the same time. But the first generation, it was a very huge one. It was consuming a lot of power. Right now we have a laptop. It's a 5th generation. Talk about the modern one. Because I have seen they have reached even the 8th ones, the 18th ones, the 8th. And when we talk about that one, they are portable that use even batteries inside. And they consume very low power. Talk about energy saving. And much of the people, whenever they see that, oh, Gintu going to be an energy saver, going to be using less power to make sure that we are spreading much of the love. They are talking about Gintu should be taken to court, Gintu should be taken to cell, Gintu should be taken to this, Gintu should be taken down. That is inhuman. And if we want to absolutely abstain that kind of the abscondment of absconding Gintu, not to entitle and make it happen, you should just relate yourself into your own homologous solution and make it happen. If you learned much of the chemistry, we are there together. Homologous solution. So to the real facts right now, I'm ever telling much of the people is, if you are a YouTuber, and there are much of them who are struggling and they're just waiting for that opportunity. Oh, we have a party, oh, to Master KG. They rush there and to the gate, they will be told there is nothing here. Whenever they talk about, hey, whenever they reach here, they will be told nobody inside. Right now, nobody is acknowledged into that kind of the space. And much of the people, they're outside here talking about, oh, I can never shoot a video with Gintu because of what? I'm ever supporting Master KG. When will you depend on yourself? And that's the point of seeing Gaki up to date is struggling to make it happen. We told him, come outside, come clean. You have been chased. You'll never go back. I saw Gaki telling Gitiriba that, oh, you understand, bro? Go and tell him, oh, I should come. I will ever do this and this. I was there when this kind of the apartment was talk about the absolutely talk was just handled. And so the real fact is even those kind of the people, they don't want him. They don't even, absolutely, they don't need them. And as much of the people are still pleading, oh, hey, that is the loss of sense. And what I want to tell them is we cannot come and talk about we have to honor one family of immiserable who can even be called horribles unto the family. And they talk about, oh, whenever I said that this guy, the people were just sauntering to the front seat of the church, and whenever the clergyman, whoever is just proceeding with this kind of the services, they talk about, yes, tell the people, oh, how honorable you are, oh, how, and yet even that kind of the clergyman, he understands that this kind of the people are the village fools, and they want to talk about, oh, they have much of the things to share with this kind of the church. Oh, you have the moment to share. Oh, you can talk to the church. You can advise the church. Yeah, because of small monies is bringing this kind of the chaotic thing. Because of small monies, they're talking about Gintu should be arrested and should be just shot. And they're coming outside to tell us that, oh, it's because of this, it's because of this. Which is which? The fact should be spread as a fact. The moment is today, not tomorrow. The fantastic involvement of us into this kind of the YouTube street, it's engaged unto us. If we absolutely not talk about it today, tomorrow nobody will talk about it. And we will be just be blamed that you are there, you are seeing it. And why couldn't you change? And much of the people think about they're going to be depending on that kind of a crazy family that they say Gintu having $100. They'll just complain. Why is it going to Gintu? Is that a family? Is that a government? You have to understand it right today. Because a government that is cryptocracy, which is the worst out of the worst. And they're coming to talk about, oh, we are the only people who can just sustain this kind of the people with sustainabilities. And you find much of the people, guys, let me tell you how it is. Most of the people came and evolved to come to the YouTube street, and they got us surviving. How are we surviving? Much of the people talk about, oh, it's because of me, you are surviving. Are you the one who came with this kind of the YouTube platform and talked about people should survive with it? So sometimes you have to understand ourselves and gauge ourselves this way. That you came and got much of the people are still surviving. How are people surviving? How your parents survived until date? You are coming with the YouTube platform talking about, oh, because of me, they are surviving. That is stupidity, nonsensious, lunatic, psychopathic things that should not be spoken with a person who has a brain. We should gauge ourselves and understand that not everybody will be a fool. Even if I'm a fool today, you will never fool me tomorrow. That is how the change is. You ever fooled me and used me unto your own content, and you never pleaded about it. Right now, much of the people are talking about, oh, you are now using my name. When we were being used, who ever complained? That's where we get stupidical, things getting in. That when I was doing the fish farming, you are coming and putting the camera onto me, using me, and we are talking about now, Gintu should not post about you because it's just declining your salary, your monetization money. You are just filming much of the people. You are filming people onto the street. You are filming people's houses. You are coming to tell that Gintu should not film whatever belongs and it's just in the public. Stupidical. So sometimes when we gauge and we want to know the reality, look at Hello Baby. Last time, he went and shot a video where the sister to Master KG was having a celebration. I don't know if it was an engagement. And he shot a video that was precisely showing on how horrible they are living. And he's coming out to say that, oh, you exposed my family, now you have to go. Stupidical. You are now going to film much of the other people's homes, talking about, guys, you should help this kind of the person, yet your home is just backfired. That is a homologous solution. We have to accept the reality. The challenges is onto our hands here. They're just in front of us. It's either we grab it and make it with it, or we just surrender and talk about, oh, this kind of the people, they have jealousy, telling you the truth, how it is. Right now, much of the people are told that whenever I'm passing with my Muzungu and to the village, you should not greet him. You should not even ask that, how are you? You should not even greet this kind of the person because you will be taken down. Yet, much of the point, let me tell you, let me ask you, if I have a girlfriend and I have, I have a girlfriend maybe somewhere and we have just left, maybe you have some 2-3 challenges here. Then I go and take another girlfriend. So whenever somebody asks Gintu that, or ask the other girlfriend now I have, talk about you are just having somebody's boyfriend. Is it wrong? Right now we have absolutely a Mzungu who is somebody's boyfriend also. That is the fact. So they are trying to make it happen. Is now complicating much of the things. Talk about Queen of the South. Is complicating much of the things here. Talking about, oh, how should you advise me about our marriage proposal? There's no engagement there. The thing is, you are absolutely, and this is my response because he asked us, talk about the fans that, oh, how can you advise me about this kind of the marriage we are having? My advice is this one. Everything has a change. Today it's you, tomorrow it's another person. And it's just an advice. Grab a land and live. Because that's absolutely what is always coming on. That, oh, come we go to the village, look at how the land is, it's very cheap, buy. Now you are dumped like a safari rally. That's the real fact. So the good thing is, we are having absolutely, much of the people think that we are bad, who we are outside here, telling much of the people the truth. They're talking about, oh, this kind of the people, they are bad, they're going to be eating our poo, they're going to be doing this, they're going to be doing this. But when we absolutely come together and gauge who is really lying and who is really absconding the momentum of the time, you'll get to know that things are getting worst at the same time. So let's engage ourselves and make it happen. Because absolutely there are people who were to make sure that they are the people who could gain in the YouTube. They are there. And when we tried to rise, we were told that, why are you rising? Calm down. And we have talked about there are the machineries who are used to put you down. Because Master KG himself has channels. He's replying unto your own courtesy and talk about commenting onto your own video, and you'll never gauge, you'll never know. He's just replying and commenting. And he has much of the channels. If you have never known, I'll get you much of them, because much of the people are going to be waiting for it. There are much of the channels. I've ever seen them onto my channel. I've seen them in on trending. I've seen them in M. Carol. I saw them in JT. And I'll tell you the absolutely, because I have all the list of the channels, because I saw that kind of the book whenever they just wrote their own Gmails. I saw it. And I absolutely give you much of the names that are going to be used there, because they have a gauge of the words and much of the names they have calling themselves in the YouTube platform. And whenever they're going to be commenting onto you and bringing much of the stupid comments, every time the negative ones, they are just from the same source. You just acknowledge it. And to the real fact of the time, we have already known, because we are not stupid. We are ever-learned people, and we will absolutely get forward and make it happen. When much of the things are coming because it's your own courtesy, don't take it as a granted that you are a demigod. Just take it as easy thing that I want to dispatch this kind of the things. Make the way I always do. Hey people, can you just gather here and make sure that we are coming to collect much of the things. Talk about collection of the brand new shirts, maybe much of we are opening a shipment here, or we are opening a luggage here. And whenever they are just assemble and open it, much of the people to take. The only people who are just being called, talk about much of the ladies who are just YouTubers who have children, that the people could be just called. And to the real fact right now, talk about this kind of the lady called Faith. Faith is called what? The other name of Faith is what? The wife to CJ. Mini Hawi. Talk about Mini Hawi. Mini Hawi, whenever she was there, she was the first people. Talk about Irene Jep. They were the first people to be called. So as, hey, Irene Jep, you have children? Yes, I have children. You have how many children? 2 of them. A girl and a boy? Yes. Take. Hey, Mini Hawi, yes, how are you? Yeah, I saw you, you have a boy, yes. Take. Priska, yeah, I know you, yes. Do you have children? Yes, 4 of them. Take. There's another lady here called Percy. Oh, how are you, Percy? I'm fine. Thank you very much, Marwa. Yeah, thank you very much. This and this. And take. That is always what is coming out. And when we absolutely talk about it, much of the people think about it's a lie. Right now, it was absolutely the same. Hey, you have this kind of the children. Yes. Thank you, Master KG. Respect. Yes, guys, I've come here. I've got this kind of the clothes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone who sent this kind of the luggage. You are the person and a YouTuber who can engage yourself and go and get. You are here pleading that thank you very much. Thank you very much. You think about people. There are people who are struggling to have a living. And how can a Mzungu come in the village and much of the people are talking about, sometimes you don't understand. Much of the people are telling us that we are rich, richest. We are millionaires. We are lakhnaires. And whenever we come to the real fact of the time, you are telling us, oh, the struggles of the village. Which kind of the struggle in the village are you talking about? Sometimes don't take us as a fools. There's no struggles of the village. The only thing is, talk about if you have your own Mzungu, you are weeding there. And it's just absolutely what you're talking about weeding. It's not weeding. You have just already weeded the area. It's like this kind of an area I'm just stepping here. You bring a Mzungu and talk about, yeah, guys, the struggles of living in the village. You are now doing what? And telling us you are living in the struggles. Which kind of the struggles? Yet you are just there as an opportunist already. And thinking about you're going to be grabbing something very nice. So sometimes when we come out, this is what is coming as a default. Talk about the Master KG driver. Is right now talking about he was ever chased out. Sometimes we absolutely come to this kind of the reality. You chase somebody not knowing that tomorrow you'll just use the same person. When talk about Master KG's driver, was being told that you will never access the villa ever into this kind of the history. Whenever I'm available, he was thrown out. And absolutely right now, he's the one serving them. And absolutely they're now friends of the highest order because of what? She ever saw that she's living in the brother's house. You understand it? And why can't she come out? She told us, oh, a new project coming out. Don't be lied on, because this kind of the people, the next project is the Muzungu, and the next project is taking her away and making sure that everything is opportunistically put into the pocket. That is always that's going to be coming out. So to the real effect of the time, we have to translate it very keenly. That we have sanitized language, sanitized content, sanitized humanity, sanitized legally, sanitized guiltiness. So when we come out absolutely to tell you that we have much of the things that are sanitized, just get it as a fact. Because absolutely we understand, we re-estimate, we understand and get it this way. That we have much of the things that are sanitized before they're coming into the camera. Everything is planned down here before it will be just filmed. So that is what we are really fighting, to make sure that even as we are getting a better opportunity, and better opportunity for us to move forward. But not that whenever I'm just rising a little bit, whenever I raise my head, I'm told that, oh, you know, you are now becoming rude, you are now jealousy, you are this, you are bringing your village down. Bringing your village down in my foot. I'm absolutely bringing the real concept of the manner. That when we are being told this is your year of shining, you want to shine. There's no one who can just catalog, no one can cut a boom, no one can cut in your own emotions not to come out. So we are aroused ourselves and talk about we have to get the forwardness is always coming like Safari Rally. That's who we are. Let's make it happen. We are making, everybody's just from his own opportunity. Talk about what's really giving much of the people a headache. That Gintu is building a G castle. Yes, it worth more than 50,000 US dollars. It won't be worthing it. But when we go to the straight point of the time and we gain it, that Gintu is trying to make it happen. Much of the people are getting jealousy. Why is Gintu making it? And every day much of the people are onto the work. How is Gintu making it? Why can't you come and ask Gintu that, please bro, because you are this, can you show me how to fish? And I can absolutely sit down and understand the restatement. We understand each other. That bro, if you want to do this one, do this and this and this and then this. When everybody, you are talking about you have a history. Everybody has a history. And that's why God promised that I'll bring Jesus to be crucified and die and absolutely take the whole of your sins so you can remain to be pure. So when we're talking such kind of a way, we have our person who came here and is the one who was being used so that we can gain, and he gained from us also. So he can even become who he is. And when we try to use him, we are told, you're no longer to use me because I'm better than you. I'm having a brand. You are demonetizing my videos. You are not giving me the money the way the pyramid always gets forward. The pyramid is always this. And whenever it gets to the upper, it has an extension. That extent, you have to start coming down. That's the backfill of this kind of the people. As much of the people are coming out, much of the people think about other people apart from the people surrounding him. The people always cherishing together. Even the government, for you to win, you have to absolutely get out of that kind of the government, start yours, and you will make it. Look at right now how all of the government, how they are just working. When you ask the current president of your own country and discuss about it, how did he become to be a governor of that kind of a country? Or how did he come out to be a president of that kind of the country? Absolutely, he was part of the program of the other people. And he saw how the movement was. If it was a mongoose way, of jumping like kangaroos, that's the way it was going. But when it reaches at a time, they absolutely understand that this kind of the government of Mongoose way will not get anywhere. This kind of a government of this kind of the kangaroo way of jumping like this way, it will not get me anyway. Let me start my own forum and tell much of the people about this reality. And much of the people will trust you and make it happen. That's what we need. The strongest to survive. It's a man-eat-man society. Even YouTube is that way. Much of the people don't understand. Let's get ourselves involved in much of the things that we know. We will absolutely make it happen. Let's make it happen. Despite the challenges we are having. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Coming back to the same section, same area, so we can just vibe together and make it happen. It's right now in the evening time, and we are really absolutely moving forward. So much of the people have just reached this kind of their position. Thank you much for you being tuned and locked in. You have much of the things to tell, much of the things, much of the possibilities, and the possibilities of us getting forward. Let much of the demagogic things that are coming from the surrounding not default our own love, our own philanthropic way of moving. We understand much of the people are getting so worse, are crazy. Oh, is this way, it is that way. But when we realize and make sure that we are realizing it completely, we will really understand ourselves and talk about this is the movement we go on. And when we get hot, we have to make sure that let's make and fix the nation properly. Let's meet our demands and make it happen. Absolutely, we are trying it. We are trying it as the best. So we can really be appreciated, really be absolutely at the class that we ever and never, maybe some of the people never dreamt about it. Guys, I have this kind of the banana here. I'm eating it. Very fantastic here. Yeah. Very nice. I got this kind of a bigger banana from a boy called Gichoro. It's sweet, but it has to ripe until it can be black. The way you can just see it, until it can be black. So as the interior, because sometimes it's ripe from outside and the interior is somehow hard. So whenever it can ripe until it formulates the outer cover be black, then you can just press and talk about, oh, this one is now. That's the one that is always very fantastic. Yeah. That's the good thing. So we absolutely get forward that way. It's very nice. Yeah. It was just a tester to make sure that everything is so good. So wherever you're coming from, absolutely respect you. Califragistically very good. We are coming from the life of Mayan here. And for this kind of the month, he has started the YouTube channel again. Support him. Watch. Don't get obsessed. Muchly talk about, oh, this Mayan is this way, this Mayan is that way. Absolutely. When we want to understand each other, we talk about the error is to human beings. And when rectified, we can rectify it. And you can absolutely understand this is the way I went wrong. Why did I went wrong? And we will try to fix where the wrongness came from. In Kiswahili we say about afanyaye kosa hasahau, kosa ulifanyalo hautalisahau. You have to do a mistake. It's there because we are human beings. We are never robots. We are never 99% as Dettol. But we learn from that mistake so they can fix it and probably maintain it. Act judge, see act judge. Maintain it. But much of the people take us, those kind of the default we have done, take them seriously in a way that they even absolutely come to judge us with the same accusations. Somebody can judge Gintu because my failure of my youngness. The failure I did in the last time. Never judge me with my failures of the last time. Judge a person on how he is ever trending to make it happen. Everybody is looking for a better life. Nobody is making YouTube that you're talking about, oh, Gintu is looking for the money. Why are you doing YouTube? Why are you in the YouTube platform? Everybody is doing the YouTube platform for the purpose of getting money and growing your own family and absolutely bringing out content. This is what's going to be paying you. That I have to bring out a content. Much of the people love it, cherish, subscribe, like, watch. Get your watch hours, get a little refund in terms of wages. That is absolutely the YouTube. But much of the people, they say that, why is this kind of the person growing? And he grew when I was seeing the person growing, and right now is getting to the brim point. We never expected it to happen. That's a little failure. For us to get forward, we have to absolutely understand that tomorrow is another day. It will come. The person you absolutely abscond and talk about it, you'll never have it, will come out and talk about the same day you will come to be this way. Look at Fundi Duke. Once upon a time, I worked with Fundi Duke at the Master KG. He ever knew that one time he ever come to welding my own windows here and doors here. And he never knew that much of his own YouTube platform, he will grow it into the Master KG's position at the villa. But absolutely, he never knew that Gint will be the one who will reach him at 1,000 whenever he'll just be posting much of the video from the real G's castle. So much of the things, the person you might think is the one who is down at your pace during that time, he will be the person who will be at the position to help you during that kind of the time for you to rise also. So what I can just urge much of the people is leave everybody to do his own work. Absolutely, to trend on your own. What much of the people don't want to see is somebody trending, Gintu trending, Mayani trending. They feel that it could be them. Why couldn't they even them trend? Absolutely, that's why you will never get much of the thing. They think about Gintu will ever fail, so they can just take it. I have my own courtesy. I have my own absolute dignity. I have my own aptitude. I have my own determination about it. So for us to move forward, we have to absolutely think about it outside the box. How are we going to fix the nation? How are we going to fix our own errors? Reestimatively, we really understand the misjudgment we have ever been taking, the accusations, the allegations, and we take them as a positive thing. They're part of the life. Much of the people, whenever they talk about, oh, it's this way you have been alleged and put onto the cell, and talk about, oh, now I'm coming for the revenge, nobody's bothered like Gintu. I understand whoever is behind the scene until Gintu went to the cell. Mayani understand who is behind the scene until he went to the talk about prison. But when you come out, you take it as a positive way, a part of life, and move forward. Absolutely, much of the YouTubers take everything in a serious mood that they can even revenge and avenge it. And what not knowing that it's just a content that even you can do it. That's what we call the YouTube reaction. Why did you get into the reaction if you can react to a person and whenever you are reacted, you act stupidical and narcissistical? Absolutely stupid and mad. So the advice to this kind of the pogromitic erosions, we have to move forward despite the challenges that are there. Let's fix the nation first. Let's fix ourselves and our own minds and think about what is tomorrow. And absolutely everybody will rise if God written it that Gintu has to reach this kind of the far brim. I'll reach it despite you accusing, despite, and those are called the pogroms and the meanders of the way. And for us to determine and get to the frontier and understand these are just the default of the day. Much of the people have even talked about we want this kind of the person to be dismantled, or we don't want to see him. It's just a one car and a jet castle which is under construction. It has brought chaos. What about when I'm going to be bringing brand new cars again. People will die. People will commit suicide. People now will hate Gintu. People now will target Gintu. Now we'll find that now we are now in a way that we are fearing even to come out. We are fearing even to tell much of the people what we want to do. Keep it tuned, keep it locked, subscribe, like, share, comment. Respect always. Boom.